Every 40 seconds, someone in the US suffers a stroke, and if you're over 60, the risk becomes even more real. Not tomorrow, not someday, but with the very first thing you put in your mouth each morning. You might think strokes are caused only by high blood pressure, family history, or lack of exercise. But what if the real danger has been sitting quietly on your breakfast plate for decades? That healthy cereal, that refreshing glass of orange juice, that crispy bacon you've always loved on Sundays. Turns out some of the most common breakfast foods, especially in America, are silently increasing inflammation, raising blood pressure, and damaging your blood vessels in ways that make a stroke more likely. And most seniors don't even realize. But here's the good news. Once you know what to avoid, you can take control and even reverse the damage. So stay with us. In today's video, we'll uncover 7 seemingly harmless breakfast foods that could be putting your brain heart and independence at risk, and show you 3 smart breakfast swaps that actually protect your arteries and sharpen your mind. Before we dive in, leave a comment below. What's your usual breakfast these days? Let's see how many of us might be eating something we'll soon want to avoid. The truth behind that morning glass of orange juice. Let's start with something that might be sitting in your fridge right now. Something that feels healthy, comforting, and familiar. For many seniors, orange juice has become part of a lifelong morning ritual. It's bright, it's sweet, and it's been sold as a vitamin C hero for decades. But the truth is, for people over 60, orange juice may quietly be increasing your risk of stroke, sip by sip. While it seems like a smart choice, most store-bought orange juice, even those labeled 100% pure, is extremely high in fructose, a form of sugar that doesn't spike your blood sugar right away, but instead goes straight to your liver. Over time, this leads to increased triglycerides, more fat around your arteries, and chronic low-grade inflammation, all major contributors to strokes. Even more concerning, orange juice lacks fiber. So unlike eating a whole orange, this sugar rush enters your bloodstream unfiltered. Just one glass may have as much sugar as a can of soda. And yet many older adults drink it daily, often instead of coffee, thinking it's a gentle heart smart choice. But studies published in the Journal of Clinical Hypertension show that frequent fruit juice consumption is associated with higher blood pressure, particularly in seniors. And when paired with high triglycerides and inflammation, that's a perfect storm for artery damage. On top of that, fructose raises uric acid, which reduces nitric oxide in your blood vessels, making them stiff and less responsive. When arteries lose flexibility, your brain becomes more vulnerable. So, what can you do instead? A better option: squeeze half an orange into a tall glass of water with a little lemon. It delivers the citrus freshness, but without the sugar overload. Sometimes what feels healthy might just need a little rethink. But sugar isn't just hiding in your glass. That morning muffin sitting next to your coffee, it may look innocent, soft, warm, maybe even labeled blueberry or whole grain. But don't let the name fool you. Most store-bought muffins are highly processed, made with refined flour, industrial oils, and added sugars that flood your system just like that orange juice did, or worse. The sugar might not come with a straw this time, but it hits your bloodstream all the same, fast and hard, and your arteries feel the impact. When that sugar surge comes in, your body reacts quickly, releasing insulin, spiking blood pressure, and triggering oxidative stress. That stress inflames the lining of your blood vessels, making them less flexible and more prone to plaque buildup. Over time, this contributes to atherosclerosis, the narrowing of arteries that can lead directly to stroke. What's worse, many muffins are secretly salty too. Just one large commercial muffin can contain over 300 milligrams of sodium, adding pressure to an already strained circulatory system. Portion size is another trap. Most muffins sold today are 2 to 3 times larger than what's considered a healthy serving. Yet they're marketed as a light breakfast. A single muffin can pack 400 to 600 empty calories with very little protein or fiber to slow the sugar's effect. The result: hours of inflammation followed by fatigue and hunger all over again. It's a vicious cycle that leaves your brain and heart vulnerable. Instead of falling into the muffin trap, consider baking your own using almond flour, oats, banana, and a handful of walnuts. No added sugar, no fake health labels, and all the flavor. Or better yet, reach for a slice of whole grain toast with avocado and a poached egg, a combo that nourishes your body and stabilizes your blood sugar. Because the wrong small treat in the morning can quietly open the door to a major health crisis. And just when you think your healthy breakfast choice couldn't get any worse, there's cereal. It's one of the most deceptive foods in the American pantry. Those brightly colored boxes claiming to be heart-healthy whole grain or low fat. But look a little closer and you'll find processed breakfast cereals are often ultra-refined, packed with added sugars and stripped of the fiber and nutrients your body truly needs. For seniors trying to protect their hearts and brains, this kind of breakfast may quietly sabotage your efforts. Most cereals marketed to adults over 50 contain between 8 to 18 grams of added sugar per serving. And that's not counting the milk. And despite labels like high fiber or vitamin fortified, these cereals are still made from refined grains, meaning they digest quickly and spike your blood sugar, just like white bread or candy. That sugar spike triggers insulin, increases arterial stress, and leads to inflammation, the kind that damages blood vessels and raises your stroke risk over time. And don't be fooled by cereals labeled organic or multigrain. Those terms sound healthy, but the processing method often removes most of the nutritional value. In fact, many so-called senior-friendly cereals are just as problematic as children's sugary brands, only with more subtle marketing. And let's not forget portion distortion. A true serving size is often less than what fits in your average cereal bowl, meaning you may be consuming double the sugar and sodium without realizing it. So, what's the solution? If you love cereal in the morning, switch to plain old-fashioned oats. They're minimally processed, high in fiber, and won't send your blood sugar soaring. Add berries for antioxidants, chia seeds for omega-3s, and a handful of walnuts to support brain health. You'll still get the cozy, spoonable comfort, but without the inflammation or sugar crash. Because the cereal aisle isn't about nutrition anymore. It's about marketing. And if cereal has fooled you, wait until you take a closer look at your yogurt. Many seniors turn to yogurt as a safe and gentle breakfast choice, something light, easy on digestion, and good for the gut. And yes, plain Greek yogurt can be a fantastic part of a healthy diet. But what most people don't realize is that flavored yogurts, even ones labeled as low-fat fruit on the bottom or organic, can quietly flood your body with sugar and synthetic additives that do far more harm than good. Some flavored yogurts pack up to 20-25 grams of added sugar per serving. That's more than a slice of cake, and it's not just cane sugar. Many brands use corn syrup, fructose, or artificial sweeteners, which can trigger inflammatory responses, disrupt gut bacteria, and make blood sugar harder to regulate, a dangerous combination for anyone at risk of stroke. What's worse, the fruit at the bottom. It's often just sugary, jam, no fiber, no vitamins, just concentrated sweetness. The low-fat versions are no better. When fat is removed, texture and taste are replaced with thickeners, emulsifiers, and flavor chemicals, all of which can disrupt digestion and trigger bloating or blood pressure spikes. And if you've ever noticed flavored yogurt doesn't keep you full, that's because the sugar surge crashes quickly, leaving you hungry and inflamed, not long after your last spoonful. So what's the better option? Stick with plain unsweetened Greek yogurt, rich in protein and probiotics. Add your own toppings, a handful of fresh berries, a drizzle of raw honey, some chia or flaxseed. You control the sweetness, the nutrients and the portion. You're not just feeding your stomach, you're protecting your brain, your blood vessels and your energy for the entire day. Because sometimes the most dangerous foods are the ones wearing the healthiest disguises. And while some foods pretend to be healthy, others don't even try, like bacon and sausage. Let's be honest, these classic breakfast meats have long been a comfort on American plates that sizzle, that smell. It brings back memories of Sunday mornings and diner specials. But here's what's often forgotten. Bacon, sausage and ham are among the most dangerous foods for your arteries, especially after 60. These processed meats are packed with saturated fat salt and chemical preservatives like nitrates, all of which raise inflammation, harden arteries, and increase blood pressure. Together, they form the perfect storm for stroke. One of the biggest culprits, sodium nitrite, a preservative used to keep these meats pink and shelf-stable. When heated, it can form compounds called nitrosamines, which damage blood vessels and have been linked to cancer. At the same time, the heavy sodium load, sometimes 500 milliwars in just 2 slices of bacon, puts serious strain on your cardiovascular system. For seniors, whose arteries may already be stiffening, this added stress can quietly push blood pressure into the danger zone. Then there's the fat-processed meats, are high in omega-6 fatty acids, which in excess promote systemic inflammation and clot formation. This isn't just about cholesterol anymore. It's about inflammation and how the daily choices you make affect the tone and flexibility of your blood vessels. For those with a history of stroke, heart disease, or diabetes, these breakfast meats act more like landmines than indulgences. Instead, switch to lean proteins that support healing, not harm. Poached eggs, a slice of avocado with smoked salmon, or plant-based options like tofu or lentil patties. You don't have to give up savory flavor. You just have to choose versions that love your arteries back, because one wrong breakfast can inflame your system, but the right one can help heal it. Of course not. Every breakfast looks dangerous. Some are just deceptively simple, like toast with butter. It's the kind of meal that feels minimal, even harmless. A slice of white toast, a pat of butter. It's what many seniors eat when they want to keep it light. But beneath the simplicity lies a quiet threat. White bread is made from refined flour, stripped of fiber minerals and nutrients. What remains is a fast-burning starch that behaves like sugar in your bloodstream. It digests quickly, causing blood sugar and insulin to spike, which over time contributes to vascular inflammation, arterial stiffness, and higher stroke risk. And then comes the butter. Rich, creamy, comforting. But most commercial butter is high in saturated fat, which has been shown to increase LDL cholesterol and promote inflammation in older adults. The combination of refined carbs and saturated fat is especially dangerous for aging arteries, as it encourages plaque buildup and oxidative stress. A deadly pairing when consumed day after day. Some seniors try to make this breakfast healthier by switching to margarine, but many margarine brands are even worse. They may contain trans fats or highly processed seed oils which increase inflammation and are strongly associated with cardiovascular disease. And because this kind of breakfast is low in protein and fiber, it leaves you feeling unsatisfied and reaching for snacks just hours later. Instead, switch to whole grain toast, which contains fiber to support digestion and blood sugar balance. Skip the butter and opt for avocado, nut butter, or a drizzle of olive oil with herbs' healthy fats that nourish instead of inflame. Add a boiled egg or a side of spinach, and your light breakfast becomes a vessel of strength, because even the simplest meals can either push you toward a stroke or pull you back from the edge. And when breakfast isn't made at home, the risks can stack up even faster. It's quick, it's hot, it's cheap, and for many seniors it feels like a small luxury, grabbing a sausage, egg, and cheese sandwich from the local drive-thru or diner. But here's the issue. These fast food breakfast sandwiches are metabolic bombs wrapped in foil. They combine all the worst offenders from earlier refined carbs, processed meats, sodium, and saturated fat into one deceptively convenient package. The English muffin or biscuit made from refined white flour stripped of fiber. The meat, usually bacon or sausage, loaded with nitrates and sodium. The cheese high in saturated fat and sodium again. And the eggs, often pre-cooked in processed oils, not fresh. Just one fast food breakfast sandwich can contain 700, 900 calories, 40% of your daily sodium, and nearly an entire day's worth of saturated fat. That's not a breakfast. It's a cardiovascular ambush. Beyond the numbers, it's how your body reacts that matters most. These combinations of fast-digesting carbs and inflammatory fats cause a rapid rise in blood sugar, followed by an insulin spike, and then inflammation. The body goes into damage control mode, but with age that system weakens. Your arteries stiffen, blood pressure climbs, plaque starts to stick. It's not just about feeling heavy or tired after eating. It's about what's quietly happening to your heart and brain. The solution: reclaim control. Make your own sandwich at home, using whole grain bread, a boiled or poached egg, avocado, spinach, and just a sprinkle of feta or herbs. You still get the warm, satisfying bite, but without the metabolic chaos. Or skip the bread and try a veggie omelette with a side of berries. Because when it comes to fast food, it's not the fast that's dangerous. It's what's inside. By the time we reach our 60s and beyond, stroke doesn't usually arrive like a thunderclap. It builds slowly, silently, meal by meal, morning by morning. It's the toast we thought was harmless, the juice we thought was healthy, the breakfast sandwich we grabbed without thinking. These 7 foods may not seem dangerous on their own, but when repeated daily, especially in aging bodies, they lay the foundation for inflammation, arterial damage, and the kind of silent changes that turn into life-changing events. But knowledge is power. And now, you don't need to fear breakfast. You just need to rethink it. Because every morning is a new chance to either strain your body or strengthen it. What you choose today shapes how well you'll move, think, and live tomorrow. In an upcoming video, I'll walk you through the best breakfast foods that actually protect your blood vessels, support circulation, and reduce stroke risk naturally. Until then, stay curious, stay empowered, and most of all, stay kind to your body. It's gotten you this far. Let's help it go even farther.